What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some Go Battle League battles here in the Weather Cup. Apologies if my voice sounds a little weird today. I am getting over a cold, but I feel just well enough to be able to make this video today. Hope you all are doing well. And I've been running this double grass team in the Weather Cup and it's been having a lot of success. Weather Cup is pretty interesting. It's I believe our first like Ultra League kind of limited cup format. And Credilli and Abomasnow are my two grass types that I have been using there. My Credilli is a Hundo Credilli and it's fully XL'd. And then I'm running Jellicent in the lead here. So this team really does function like your typical ABB team, where oftentimes you do kind of need to bait out a potential Blaziken in the back or any other fire type in the back with that Credilli on the safe swap. So oftentimes, even if I win the lead fairly hard with Jellicent, I will be swapping into that Credilli just in case there is a potential fire type in back, which Abomasnow is obviously completely walled by. Credilli having access to that Stone Edge is really, really nice to be able to hit back for super effective damage on those fire types. Up against the Gyarados here, I know that whatever move it throws, Abomasnow can easily survive. And in the back is a Primarina. I've actually been running into a surprisingly high amount of Charm Primarina, but I'm very surprised at how glassy Primarina is even in the Ultra League. One Energy Ball from the Abomasnow really does a lot of damage there, and we're going to be able to take this first game. You'll notice in these videos the battles are a little bit out of order, and I have not even hit rank 20 yet. Work has been very busy. And so I've had almost no time to get my battles in, but I was able to string together a couple sets in this Weather Cup with this team and had a lot of fun. I'm going to, you saw me immediately switch out of the lead there again because I have two grass types, so arguably I have two better answers to the Jellicent than my own Jellicent in the mirror match. I knew that this was going to be a Bubble Beam because my opponent threw right at Bubble Beam energy, so there's no point in me shielding that. They give me switch advantage, even though I am down a shield, and I am debuffed. They bring in Tentacruel. Oh yes, they actually ended up leading Tentacruel in this matchup, which by the way, Tentacruel with Scald now is a really interesting pick in the Ultra League in general. I've really been enjoying using it in Great League as well. They opt to go for the Scald here, which does hit for neutral damage on the Credilli, and they drop my attack, but that's okay. I'm not going to get to another move anyways. I for sure wanted to make sure that I could align my Jellicent against that Tentacruel, because Jellicent absolutely walls off Tentacruel. They do end up having their own Shadow Abomasnow in the back, and they are up a shield, so this is going to be kind of problematic for me here. I need to convince them to burn all of their shields here and then hope that my Powder Snow damage gets them low enough to where a Shadow Ball will be threatening and be able to knock them out. So they end up shielding both of my Weather Balls, thank goodness, because technically Shadow Ball is going to hit for more damage than a Weather Ball, so arguably that's a mistake right there. I do need to throw the Shadow Ball before they reach an Energy Ball, and I'm barely able to get there. Down goes the Abomasnow, and then there is nothing that this Tentacruel is going to be able to do against a full health Jellicent, so we're able to maintain alignment and take this game. Now, Charm Alola Ninetales definitely can be a problem for this team. It's kind of nice when you see it in the lead, because then you know that your Abomasnow doesn't have to go against it. Credilli having Stone Edge is able to hit for super effective against the A9, but the Charms and the Weather Ball damage really adds up over time. So I do end up shielding up that Psyshock just to see what they want to do here. Now, if they let this go, I might end up switching out. Yeah, so they let it go. They bring in their own Credilli. I'm actually going to throw an Ice Beam here. I am running double nukes on my Jellicent here. I really like having Ice Beam in Ultra League. And then I immediately pivot out so I don't get farmed down. They're opting to stay in here and throw some energy at me. That's totally fine. And in the back is a Probopass. I have never gone against a Probopass in Ultra League, so this is kind of wild. Grass Knot luckily does hit for neutral here, but if they're running Magnet Bomb, they're going to be able to hit for super effective, and they are. Ouch, that actually does a decent amount of damage there. Gonna throw another Grass Knot here, and then they still have 2 shields, and my Abomasnow is really getting worried in the back. Down goes 1 shield. I bring out my Jellicent to force them to expend their energy. I can't shield this because I know that I'm just going to get sparked down anyways. And I'm looking at my health bar on my Credilli thinking that I don't think they can spark me down before I get to another move. They end up bringing in their own Credilli. I'm able to reach this Grass Knot. And they actually end up shielding that, which puts me in, once again, a really difficult scenario here. I have to have enough energy to be able to reach a energy ball against that Probopass. I know I'm going to get hit by a Stone Edge here, but I have a feeling that the Abomasnow wins the CMP tie against the Probopass. I completely commit to the farm down here. I have the energy ball loaded. We win the CMP tie, and is this enough damage to take out Probopass? Yes, it is, and we're able to take that game. That was a very scary game there at the end. Okay, Abomasnow in the lead. I check what fast move it has. It is Razor Leaf. I'm going to opt to throw a move first before getting out of here. This either gives me a shield advantage or puts the Abomasnow low health enough to where I can handle it with anything late game. Obviously, aligning my Abomasnow with theirs would be ideal. They end up swapping in Primarina here, which I was completely shocked by, because Credilli, as you can see, hits so hard. They no-shield it, they give me switch advantage, and I have a lot of energy coming out of that. I'm going to bait with this Grass Knot here, hoping that I can get to 2 Grass Knots. And I'm actually able to reach just enough energy to reach the Stone Edge here. I get both shields off of their Abomasnow, and now that I know I can safely farm down their Abomasnow with mine, they are running Razor Leaf. I'm going to shield this. They ended up going Energy Ball, which was a big surprise to me, and we'll never know what they had in the back. Probably a Water type, potentially a Swampert. Okay, Ludicolo in the lead. Is it running Razor Leaf? I end up swapping out immediately, and it is running Bubble, which is really unfortunate, because I potentially could have stayed in there with my Jellicent, but they would have gotten to an Energy Ball at the same rate that I would have gotten to the Shadow Ball, so both Stone Edge and Grass Knot hit for neutral on this Ludicolo, so I will throw the Stone Edge on the first move to deal more damage. And they end up going Energy Ball here, going for the Defense Fell, and they end up getting it. So nice play. I do have 2 Grass Knots, and I know that I outpaced the Ludicolo to charge moves. I'm going to go straight for the Stone Edge here, anticipating that I'm only going to get to 1 move. They end up shielding it. Now, Gyarados is a little bit tricky for this team. The Crunch does hit for super effective against my Jellicent. So I'm going to end up bringing the Abomasnow in and hope that my Jellicent might have play against whatever they have in the back. They go for a Crunch, no Defense Fell, and they swap into their Kingdra. So I'm going to chip this with 1 Weather Ball and then hopefully put it into Shadow Ball range. Going to swap into my Jellicent here. Now I have a lot of energy on my Abomasnow still. I was really hoping that they would try to bait me there, but they ended up going for the big move of Outrage, which was a really nice play. I knew that they were going to save their shield for their Gyarados, recognizing that that was going to be the win scenario. And they ended up no shielding the Shadow Ball, but they survive, and they have so much energy now. My only hope here is hoping that they bait me with Aqua Tail and I'm barely able to survive. Potentially maybe not throwing a move and just trying to go for the fast move down, but it's just not enough, and they're able to take that game. Really well played on their part. Okay, Shadow Credilli in the lead. I'm going to mirror swap my own Credilli and see what they want to do. They end up bringing out Poliwrath. So Poliwrath obviously does have access to Dynamic Punch, which will hit for super effective. I'm able to get a shield on that first Grass Knot, which is really good for me. I know that I do survive 1 Dynamic Punch. Gonna let it go through. Credilli is pretty bulky, especially in the Ultra League. So I am up in shields, and I know that I can fully farm down with Jellicent here because nothing Poliwrath throws at me is going to be threatening at all. I totally wall off this energy, so that way when the Cordilli comes back in, I will have an Ice Beam loaded to hit for super effective damage. No attack fell on the Scald, which is good for me. Out comes the Cordilli, gonna throw the Ice Beam immediately, and I could potentially try to catch a Grass Knot on my Abomasnow, but they end up having a Tapu Fini in the back, and so my Abomasnow is just going to feast on their team here. The Energy Ball connects. Tapu Fini, you can see, definitely has more bulk than the Primarina, which we've encountered a couple times already. I will shield up that Surf, and I'm just farming up a whole lot of energy here. I know that Stone Edge from Cordilli is really going to be the most threatening thing, but my Abomasnow just has so much value here, so I do want to keep it healthy. I undercharged the Weather Ball, but they ended up shielding that anyways. I wanted to get more farm, so now I'm just going to take them out. Down goes the Tapu Fini. I have another Weather Ball loaded. This Abomasnow is absolutely going off, and down goes the Cordilli, and we're able to take that game there. Okay, Blaziken in the lead. This is definitely where you want to see it. Sometimes my opponents will opt to stay in and throw a Brave Bird before swapping out. But I have yet to encounter a Swampert running Sludge Wave on the safe swap here. So typically this is pretty safe for the Abomasnow. I'm farming up as much energy as possible because I want to give that Blaziken minimal farm when it comes in. I'm just going straight for the Energy Ball, and they let it go. They want the farm for the Blaziken. It makes sense. I'm hoping that I can reach 2 Weather Balls here instead of 1 Energy Ball. And I am able to get that damage off, which is really good. This is for sure in range of 1 Shadow Ball, knocking out this Blaziken now. And whatever's in the back, I'm hoping that my Cordilli has play against. I end up shielding the Brave Bird, which is really good for me. And in the back is their own Cordilli. So I will throw this Ice Beam and hit for super effective damage. Our clocks are a little bit out of sync now though, so I do need to be aware of that. I kind of need to make sure that I'm over farmed in this matchup the whole time, or that I keep an eye on my switch clock, and my opponent apparently does not want to play that out, so we are going to take that game. Another Blaziken in the lead. Again, you just need to maintain alignment here. This opponent, it looks like they are opting to stay in and most likely just going to throw a Brave Bird and then swap out. They're running Blast Burn, so now I know that they don't have Brave Bird. And they're still staying in, so they must be double weak to Jellicent, which is really interesting. They are able to survive that and reach another move. So this Blaziken actually did a surprising amount of work to my Jellicent. It got a shield. Now, I don't think I want to stay in this matchup the whole time. I'm going to swap into my own Abomasnow, and they are running Razor Leaf. The reason that I swap in my own Abomasnow here is that, judging that they had a Blaziken in the lead, it's unlikely that they're going to have a hard punish to an Abomasnow in the back. And theirs is running Razor Leaf, so this is very positive for me. I'm hitting for neutral damage, and I'm outpacing them to charge moves very easily. I get a shield there, but I have 2 moves stored anyways, so I just go for the immediate punish here. Down goes the big snowman, and in the back is an Empoleon. So it makes sense they actually were double weak to Jellicent, so them staying in the lead with Blaziken makes sense there. Empoleon definitely struggles against Jellicent, and I was kind of surprised at how much work Blaziken put in just going straight Blast Burn against that Jellicent there. But the water type damage on Cordilli does hit for neutral. Same with the flying type damage. There's a lot of things that just hit for neutral on Cordilli because of that grass and rock typing. Okay, Swampert in the lead. I immediately swap out because technically, once again, I have 2 grass types in the back. So there's no point in me staying in there, even though the Jellicent Swampert matchup is not necessarily a losing matchup. I just have 2 better ones in the back. Now, I will let this Icicle Spear go through, and I do have a Grass Knot here, so I should be able to get a shield advantage. They actually end up giving me switch advantage. I am totally fine with that, because now I get my Abomasnow aligned to this Swampert, and they're forced to throw energy. I'm just going to let this go down, and then immediately bring in the Abomasnow. In the back is their own Abomasnow. We get some lag here. So at this point, my Abomasnow kind of has the most value here. I end up catching a Weather Ball onto my Jellicent, which was a really nice play there. Essentially wasted energy. And I do survive an Energy Ball from this Abomasnow, so I will let this go. And I'm recognizing once again that my Abomasnow is the Pokemon that has the most value here. So I'm going to throw the Shadow Ball, and it actually ends up getting shielded. That's totally fine. They bring out the Swampert, and they're going to Hydro Cannon me immediately. That is totally fine by me. This is potentially in Powder Snow plus Weather Ball range, with like a pretty hefty Powder Snow farm down here. I'm pretty much capped at 100 energy, so I will throw this charge move. It does not take them out. I do want to preserve some health here because I'm worried that I might get Powder Snow down. Now I can farm them all the way down. I have so much energy. I have almost 3 Weather Balls. So I'm going to throw the first one. And there's pretty much just nothing that they can do here. I'm 1 Powder Snow away from getting another Weather Ball. And down goes the Abomasnow. We're able to take that game there. Good game. Jellicent into another Blaziken. You love to see it. And once again, they're opting to stay in. So last time my opponent went straight Blast Burn and actually put up a decent fight. This time I felt like they were building up to Brave Bird energy. I do shield it up and they swap in a Walrein. Now, I do not have a hard punish to Walrein. Technically, Jellicent is my best response. I think this might be the game that I totally threw because I played really terribly. I swap in my Credilli onto a loaded Walrein and I'm down a shield. This is not good at all because I have an Abomasnow in the back that is totally walled by Blaziken. So I really should have stayed in with my Jellicent and at least gotten a shield there, because now I'm ultimately going to have my Jellicent stuck against something not very favorable, and my Abomasnow is going to be hard walled by that Blaziken. But they end up swapping into Empoleon and revealing their whole team. So this is kind of a crucial error, which I'm able to capitalize on and kind of save myself from the mistake that I made. My Abomasnow now can be aligned to this Empoleon. It's going to give the Blaziken minimal farm. They let that go. I know that they want to get farm with the Blaziken. And their Blaziken is still very, very healthy. I'm only going to get to 1 move here, so I do opt to throw the Energy Ball to hit for more damage. There's no way they're going to shield it. And I really hope that I can Hex this Blaziken all the way down. Going to shield up whatever this is. They do end up going for the Brave Bird, so good shield. Out comes the Walrein once again. I just need to reach 2 Shadow Balls, and we should be able to take this game. It's unlikely that the Blaziken will be able to get to another move. Even if this is Earthquake, I will survive it. Jellicent is very bulky, and non-stab Earthquake from Walrein is not enough to take it out. We are able to take that game and farm down the Blaziken, but I almost completely threw that game despite having pretty solid alignment there. Another Swampert in the lead. We both immediately swap, which is pretty hilarious. My opponent did not enjoy that matchup. Maybe they were running Sludge Wave, or they have a better response to Jellicent in the back. Either way, I'm totally fine with this Credilli Gyarados matchup. Grass Knot only hits for neutral on the Gyarados. Stone Edge hits for a lot of super effective damage. But we'll see if they want to fight for switch advantage here. They let the Stone Edge go through, and they bring in a Swampert. This Credilli is absolutely going off. I have switch advantage, I have a shield advantage, and now I have a 2 shield advantage. So I bring in my Abomasnow. Are they running Sludge Wave? If they are, we should see it right here. No, it's also a Purified Swampert. So at this point, whatever they had in the back, Abomasnow was just going to go off on. So good game there. Okay, Gyarados in the lead. Kind of an awkward matchup. I'm just going to immediately swap my Credilli once again and see what they want to do. Credilli has really been amazing on the safe swap in this Weather Cup. Out comes an Alolan Sandslash. This is a very good response to the Credilli, but I'm really glad that my Abomasnow does not have to see this. Once again, Stone Edge is at least able to fight back in this matchup. I'm able to hit for neutral damage. And they will get a decent amount of farm off of my Credilli here. That's totally fine. Bulldoze is really not that threatening to the Jellicent. Even though the Shadow Claws are still hitting for super effective, the charge moves are just not that threatening. I'm farming as much as I can, gonna throw the Shadow Ball here, and they're most likely gonna let this go down. I have a shield advantage, I have some energy stored. They threw energy on their Gyarados. They end up bringing in their own Jellicent when they're behind on energy. Now, they will survive a Shadow Ball. So they let it go through. I'm going to immediately swap my Abomasnow in here and start getting a jump start on energy. I do correctly shield up a Shadow Ball. And they're going to throw another move here. Do they bait me? No, they go for another Shadow Ball, thank goodness. Out comes the Gyarados. I'm really hoping that 2 Weather Balls will be enough damage to knock out this thing. But they end up shielding that. And once again, I'm hoping that 2 Weather Balls is going to be the play here. It's looking like that's hopefully barely going to be enough damage, or I can potentially Powder Snow it down. They don't get to a move that's really favorable for me. And I'm just going to throw this Weather Ball here. And then I can easily take out this Jellicent and win the game there. Good game. Alright, next battle. Jellicent into Credilli. This is definitely a tough matchup, so I'm just going to go straight into the mirror here. They're going to throw some energy. Totally fine. They do deny my fast move because the one turn swap. Out comes a Tentacruel. The poison type damage does hit for neutral. And if I go for, it's looking like I'm going to need 3 charge moves to knock out this Tentacruel. I do know that if they end up shielding one of these moves, I'll be able to get a really nice farm down with my Jellicent. I'm actually just going to swap into my Jellicent immediately and try to get a jump start on energy. If they do end up bringing in the Credilli back in, I can at least get to a super effective Ice Beam. They did throw Acid Spray to drop my defense though, and now I'm once again stuck in this matchup. I do get a shield there, which is really nice, but this opposing Credilli is going to be an absolute menace to my back line here. Grass Knot does take me out because of that defense drop. I'm going to go into my Abomasnow here and see what they want to do. Most likely this is going to be a Stone Edge. And out comes a Samurott running Fury Cutter. I know that this thing has access to Hydro Cannon and Mega Horn, and Fury Cutter generates energy so quickly. I was trying to click the Grass Knot here, but my move did not go off, and they win CMP. And that unfortunate mishap definitely cost me the game here. If I would have been able to get to that Grass Knot, potentially would have been able to Powder Snow them down there, but their Samurott absolutely went to town there in the end game. Good game. I'm once again going to aggressively swap my Credilli here, potentially bait out a Blaziken or an Alolan Sandslash if there is one in the back. I throw the Grass Knot immediately before they start throwing charge moves and trying to debuff me. They go for Octazooka, and I shield it, and they get the attack drop. Very unfortunate, but I am hoping that 2 Grass Knots will be enough to take out their Kingdra here, and they're opting to stay in. They do get to another charge move on the CMP tie here, which is really unfortunate, and it's an Outrage! Oh man, it's so bad. That is the worst case scenario. I lose Switch and shield advantage. I do get a nice farm with my Jellicent, but things are not looking good. They end up bringing in Swampert. So potentially they might have another water type in the back. If it's a Blaziken in the back though, we are looking really, really bad here. It is a Poliwrath. So I do have play with Energy Ball, but once again, Dynamic Punch is going to hit for super effective. I have to hope that my Jellicent can close out this game here, but that Swampert has so much energy. I was really hoping to catch a Hydro Cannon or Earthquake on my Abomasnow, but it did not work out. I'm barely able to get to this energy ball, but all that does is give the Swampert even more farm, and one Shadow Ball is not going to be enough to knock out this Swampert, and it has way too much energy. Way too much energy. I will survive this earthquake, but it most likely is going to be able to get to a Hydro Cannon before I can reach another Shadow Ball. I throw one Hex and then throw here for optimal move timing. I'm trying to do whatever I can to take out the Swampert, but there it is. They get to the Hydro Cannon. Really well played on their end, and they're able to take that game. Good game. Jellicent into Politoed. Okay. Again, I have two grass types in the back, so I might end up switching out here. I tried to catch a move on my Credilli, and they end up throwing anyways. Doesn't look like they have Blizzard, and now they swap in their Kingdra onto a loaded Credilli. So this is looking pretty good for me. I really should potentially be going for Stone Edges on the first charge moves here, but we'll see how much damage this Grass Knot does again. It does about 50%, so it's looking like double Grass Knot is the play in this matchup. They go for Noctizuka and no debuff. Now we are getting the good scenario in this matchup here. Only going to get to one move, so I go for the Stone Edge. And now we have switch advantage and shield advantage. And they recognized that I was going to get to a move. So they caught on their Abomasnow. Nice play. But now I can just align my Jellicent to their Abomasnow and line my Abomasnow to their Politoed, and things are looking pretty good here. So I know that I survive an energy ball. They try to bait me, and at this point the game is totally over. They let it go, and they still have a very healthy Politoed. That's totally fine. My Abomasnow is just gonna absolutely shut this Politoed down, and they did end up having Earthquake, which makes sense. I knew that this just could be another Weather Ball. So they're getting pretty desperate here, just throwing energy as quickly as they have it. I reveal the Abomasnow, and they concede the match there. I think we have one more battle in this video. If you have stuck around the entire time, I really appreciate it. Another Gyarados lead, going to go immediately into my Credilli. Out comes Blaziken. This is kind of what we want to have happen in this matchup. I can throw the Stone Edge here, hit for neutral damage because of the fighting and fire typing. And sometimes I can reach a second charge move here. It is dependent on how long they take to swap in. I threw the Grass Knot here, but I was at the Stone Edge energy as well, so I really should have just thrown Stone Edge there. But either way, we have switch advantage. Out comes Gyarados. But I don't know what they have in the back quite yet. I'm going to bring out my Abomasnow. And they do end up having a Swampert in the back. And Abomasnow is just going to go on a tear there. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. And I'll catch you all in the next video.